Hello racing fans and welcome to another edition of Handicapper's Corner brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Edsel and Drew Forrester. We're going to go through the Sunday, October 13th races at Hastings. Should be a good day. Only
Second to last day.
Only 2 days. We have 8 races on tap today. No stake race, but they're all tomorrow on the Holiday Monday program.
They're saving up for the Monday, yep.
Yeah, they are. So let's get right into the action. Sunday's action starts with a filly and mare non-winner to 2 lifetime for 4,000 going a mile and a 16th, and I've landed on the 3-horse Blue Minnow. I like the filly's last run. It was a good runner-up effort to Majestic Woman, her stablemate. Had to go a little bit wide on the final bend, but still, I thought she hasn't proven that she wants to go long yet, but I think she's finding a field that she should be able to beat going long, so I'm going to try her to win it. I put the 1-horse Madiah in for second. She just missed Takosh and Becky last time, so she's got to be alive in this spot. And I put the 2 Antsy Nancy in for third. Horse that's had a lot of chances, but finally, we've been a long shot through most of her career, but the last couple of starts, she's been getting well backed and running to the height, but she's run some decent races, so I put her in for third. But I do like Blue Minnow. I think she's the horse in here. I went 3, 1, and 2.
I got the same top 2. I flip-flopped them, though. I went with Madiah on top since she broke her maiden. She's put 2 very nice performances back-to-back. Just got beat by Coach and Becky last time. I don't know if Coach and Becky would have beat her if she could have seen her. Coach and Becky was out in the middle of the track and just got up and nipped her. Madiah snuck through on the rail. I think if she sees her, maybe she hangs on to win. She's definitely going the right way. I got Madiah on top. Blue Minnow, for the reasons you mentioned, I have in the second spot. Another one very eligible to win here. In the third spot, I went with Doreen's Delight out of Hall of Fame trainer Harold Barraby's barn. Always wishing Harold Barraby a recovery from his heart surgery. He seems to be doing very well and on the road to recovery. Keyshawn Bell-Gobin, a young rider here at Hastings who is making a name for himself as a very hard-trying, hard-working rider. I don't mind the way Keyshawn's riding these days. I got him in the third spot. I got 1, 3, and 6 in the first. On to the second. 3-year-olds and up, maiden 5,000, going 6.5. I went to the 2-horse Rocky's Amigo out of the Jody Rawson barn. Bred by Carl Berg, longtime racetracker, who passed away this past winter, now owned by his son Joe and his widow Margie Berg. I'd love to see them in the winner's circle, and I think Rocky's Amigo can do it today. Switches back to Scott Williams, who's rode the horse, knows the horse well. I think a lot of Ryan Pacheco, but it is a bit of a rider upgrade to our second lead rider, Scott Williams, who's riding very well. I got him on top. The second spot, I put Castrati. Ran third in that same race behind Rocky's Amigo last time. Another one that is going to be tough in here. After that, I felt it really dropped off. I looked for a horse to run third. I had to pick somebody. I came up with Crosby's Gold because I like the name. And because, as I mentioned, Keyshawn Bell-Gobin, riding very good. As I mentioned, a hardworking kid that will try really hard on a cheaper, underprivileged horse here.
I saw
2, 5, and 6.
Yeah, I saw it pretty much the same way. I just flip-flopped the top 2. I thought those are the miles the best. I put the 5 Castrati on top. I thought a good third-place run last time, despite having a tough trip from an outside post. Didn't get a good journey at all. Missed the break. Had a lot of things go wrong. Still managed to only get beat 3/4 of a length to Rocky's Amigo. I think he can turn the tables on him. But those are your 2 horses.
Yeah.
I mean, I will be pulling for Rocky's Amigo, as you mentioned, for Joe and Margberg. But it's 5-2 for me, and I put Crosby's Gold a distant third. 5-2-6 in the second. On to the third race. $4,000 claimers. Non-winners of 3 lifetime, going a mile and a 16th. I'm going to go to the 3-horse Crossrail Court. I thought an unlucky trip last time. He didn't get a lot of things go right. Got a little far back. I think he's going to get a better trip from an inside draw this time. So I'm going to give him another shot to maybe defeat the 6 Fox Be Gone, who beat him last time, who will likely take up the bulk of the money in here, and as he should. He's had back-to-back runner-up efforts at this level, so he's live. And I put the 1-horse Chapel Boy. Didn't love this race. I don't know. I think you need 3 or 4 horses in here. I don't think there's a standout in this one, but I think Crossrail Court might get overlooked a little bit. I put Fox Be Gone for second, and Chapel Boy, who moves inside. I thought he ran a better than looked race last time. Tried to win the race, made an early run, cost him, ended up running third, but I think with a better time and better luckier trip, he may win. 361.
I went to one of your old horses, Mike. I'm surprised you don't have him on the ticket here. I'm Famous.
No,
the 5-horse. When he was running for the $4,000 level, he was very tough. Then he jumped up to the $7,500 level, ran into I'm Big Trouble, Pat Squirrel, Lord Harlow. horses that were tougher. Now he gets back down to the $4,000 level. Gets Scott Williams again, who has had all the success on this horse. And I like I'm Famous dropping back into the $4,000 level. The second spot I put Fox Be Gone. Got a nice he's got a nice way of running where he can be close.
He's showing more speed now.
Doesn't need the
which
lead,
is
but he can lay nice and close. And Ryan Pacheco's having a very strong end of the season. And in the third spot, I have your top pick, Crossrail Court. As you mentioned, a race you might want to go a little deep in.
Yeah.
I went 5, 6, and 3 in the third. On to the fourth, 3-year-olds and up, maiden 5,000. The other half of the split here, going 6.5. And this end is much tougher, I felt, than the other end. With
Yep, it is a tougher.
What was the horse I picked there?
Second
Rocky's
race.
Amigo.
Yeah, no, it's a way tougher.
This end came up much tougher. I went to a first-time starter in here, though, because they are maiden $5,000 horses. A well-bred horse in the Melanie Walters barn. I've talked a lot about Melanie, how good she's done her first full year of training. The works aren't exceptional, but it's a Mutoctum out of an El Prado mare. Probably wants more distance, but just on the breeding, the connections, leading rider Amadeo Perez, I put Magic in Overtime on top, trying to make a bit of an upset here. The second spot I put Click Here. Obviously going to be your favorite. This is the horse who figures, just got beat a nose by I Want Seconds in that last race in the slop. A horse, he had to start, ran third, came back, got beat by nose. He's going the right direction. He'll be your favorite. He could be tough to beat as well. And in the third spot, Run Stormy Run, a bit of a bridesmaid, 9 starts, 5 seconds, still a maiden. He's going to break through one of these days. I wouldn't be surprised if it's today. I got 4, 8, and 2 in the fourth.
Yeah, I went to Run Stormy Run to win it. I don't love the horse, but I like the horse's courageousness in that race. He was pretty much looked in the eye of the entire mile on the 16th. He just shortened up to 6.5 furlongs. He is coming. This will be his third race in 4 weeks, but still, I think this horse is going to be dangerous. I put the 8 Click Here in for second, as you mentioned. A good runner-up effort last time. Wasn't the strongest of heats, but still, it was a good effort nonetheless. And I put the 5 He's My Bro, who I've kind of been married to for the last few starts. I put him in for third. I don't want to totally leave him off the ticket, but I went 2, 8, and 5. A race I just did not like. I guess you can even take a look at the 7, Storm and Candy, returning from Edmonton, but yeah, it's a tough race. The fourth race, you might want to go pretty deep. I went 2, 8, and 5 in the Sunday fourth. On to the fifth race. Got some maiden 12-5 2-year-olds here. Got a
mixed bag of girls and boys.
2, 4, 5 fillies and 4 boys in here. Going 6.5 furlongs, and I'm going to end up on one of the boys, the 5-horse Ride the Sky. Pretty impressed with his first run. He ran third behind Richter Red and Dead Set. It's proving to be a pretty live race.
Yep.
Then came back and was a casualty on the head end in a sloppy sealed track against a very good Laguna Blaze. That was just a lot tougher company. He gets down for 12-5. I think this horse is going to be really dangerous. I like Ride the Sky to win it. Put the 7-horse Chester's Gold in for second. Another colt in here. Just got the one run going 3.5 furlongs. It pretty much was a non-factor, but I like the comeback works. 103 and change, then a 102. This horse is out of a good mare, Kiss of Gold, and by Cause to Believe. So I think there's some pedigree here for this horse to improve. Ryan Pacheco's actually been getting some live mounts from Mel Snow, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this one make some noise at long odds. And I put the 9-horse Maca Wow, one of the fillies, in here in for third, after her runner-up effort last time to Jordan's Quest. But another race, there's a lot to look at. There's a lot going on in here, but not a lot of solid form to go on. But I do like the 5 Ride the Sky. That's my number 1 horse by a mile. I went 5, 7, 9.
I went with all girls. I went to the 6-horse, Find Your Beach. I like the connections. Tracy McCarthy does a very good job. I like her stats, second start. I thought it was a decent first out start. Even though they went slow, kind of rushed up there and then got a little tired. Ran like a horse that needed the start, and I think she's going to be tough for her second start. In the second spot, I put Maca Wow out of the Pat Jarvis barn. Pat Jarvis' horse is running good. Good second behind Jordan's Quest last time. And in the third spot, I took a shot on Lady Oka. The buyer figures are very good. Got a 44 buyer last out. Ran second behind that Ambidextrous Duke. Comes out of the Cowie Creek 2-pump race. So for a horse is going to be a bit of a price. I don't absolutely dislike this horse. I think this horse has got a little bit of an outside shot. The 2. I went 6, 9, and 2 in the fifth. On to the sixth. 3-year-olds and up, 5,000. Wide open 5,000. Going 6.5. A lot hardened veterans in here. And I went to the 7, Yes He's Trouble, out of the hot Pedro Alvarado barn. He's starting to string together wins, beating a bunch of these, the horse like ones that are called Funny Face,
Right.
Arkill. I think he's the now horse. Enrique Gonzalez is absolutely on fire, won 4 last Sunday. So I got Yes He's Trouble on top. The second spot, I put Funny Face, the horse that Yes He's Trouble just got beat ahead last time. Always right there, a hard knocking horse. Been very popular at the claim booth this year, and that's because he always gives an honest effort. So, he sticks with Ryan Pacheco, as I mentioned, just got beat last time. And the third spot, I went to the outside to the 9, Vying for Glory. Shortened up last time and didn't disgrace himself. Just got beat a neck by We Can Be Heroes, who jumped up for 3-year-olds for 12.5.
Right.
So I don't mind Vying for Glory. I got him in the third spot. I went, what are my numbers again? 7, 4, and 9 in the sixth.
Yeah, I agree with your 7 horse. Yes, he's trouble. I was pretty impressed with his run last time. They ran fast, and he sat close to a pretty solid pace and just ran them down. He was a good winner. He does pick up 7 pounds off of that victory, but I still like him to win it. I put the 2 horse Minstrel's time in for second, who I've liked often.
Yeah.
And I think shortening up the 6.5 furlongs, he will likely be last early, but I think there could be a pretty good pace in here with the 3. Actually, the 1, the 3, the 4 likes to be prominent. The 5, the 7, the 8, and 9 are all have speed. I just think there could be some collisions up front, and I think Minstrel's time, maybe not the best sprinter in the race, but might be, just minding his own business in the back of the pack and get a good trip, and might be able to rally to get a big chunk of it. So I'm going to put him in for second. I put the 4 horse Funny Face, as you mentioned, a good solid horse that seldom runs bad races at this level. Put him in for third. But I do like Yes He's Trouble.
Yeah.
I went 7, 2, and 4. On the 7th race, I got some $8,000 claimers here going a mile and a 16th. Ended up on the 3 horse One's Own Accord. He just finished beating a lot of these for $5,000 last time, and I just like the way he did it. Sat in mid-pack and made a pretty good run. I put the 2 horse Max Cooper in for second. I have no idea what to do with the horse. It's a Seattle horse. How he's going to fit here, I don't know. How coming to a different track. He was claimed by Ken Walters with his daughter Melanie.
Yeah.
And I could see the horse winning, and I could see the horse running nowhere. I just don't know how his races stack up against our caliber of horses. And I put the 5 horse Lord Henry, in for third. Horse that was absolutely eliminated last time with the 23-1, 46-2, and he's better than that. Does get lower percentage rider Jose Tapia, but we'll see if he might be able to get things easy on the head end. So there's not a lot of speed in here. I didn't want to leave him off the ticket, so I went 3, 2, and 5.
I went with the 2 Max Cooper. This is a horse that's won five races this year. He's on a hot streak. He comes into a hot barn, Melanie Walters. Dr. Ken Walters knows how to claim horses. They've done very well at the claim box this year. And this is basically, when you look at the form, a $5,000 race. Max Cooper's been running for 8 and 10 in Seattle. I think that could translate. Running for 10 down there, I think, could translate more easily to an $8,000 level here than these horses that are stepping up from 5. So I put him on top. I put Halo's Quest, hard knocking horse who had a pretty good year, 6 to 10 in the money. He figures to be in the mix. Enrique Gonzalez, who's had a fair bit of success on the horse, takes over. He's been aboard for his wins this year. And in the third spot, One's Own Accord, your top pick. Obviously a horse that ran a big race last time and figures to be in the mix here. I got 2, 1, and 3 in the 7th. On to the 8th. Fillies and Mares, 4,000, non-3 lifetime, going a mile and a 16th. I've landed on the 4 Lips. Rosie Anderson, another barn. We have some barns that have jumped up and had very good years this year. As I mentioned, Pedro Alvarado, Melanie Walters, none better than Rosie Anderson. Pat Jarvis, of course, and nobody better than Rosie. Rosie's had 20 starts, 11 wins, batting 55%. Uber impressive. They had high hopes for Lips when they claimed her off Dino Condoleezza last year. Brought her out this year. We're running her much higher. Found her level down at the maiden 5. Then non-2-4, non-3-4. At this level, she looks like the best horse. She looks like the boss to me. I have her on top. The second spot, I went with the 8, Kaching Cash on the Mel Snow Barn. Just got beat by Miss Heatheridge last time. Amadeo Perez leading rider sticks with. Good enough for me. And in the third spot, Haida Guai, another filly that absolutely crushed the non-2. Then went into the non-3, run a good third. Now she should move forward into her second start in the non-3 category. I got 4, 8, and 5 in the nightcap.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to add. I got the same 3 horses, 4, 8, and 5 Lips. I just got to gamble that she can handle a mile and a 16th, and that's the whole key, whether she can run long or not. She's been sprinting and doing very well, but a lot of the Rosbergs obviously run on. So
yeah,
let's cross our fingers that she can run long. I think she's good enough anyway at this level. She's just a better horse than these. She's dominating her rivals in her last couple of runs, and she just looks like a $10,000 horse running against $4,000.
Exactly.
Horses.
When she got to this level, she hasn't made any mistakes.
And I agree with Kaching Catch and Haida Gwaii. They're both interchangeable. They're both pretty live horses. So I went 4, 8, and 5. I agree with Drew on the 8th and final. Up next on the screen will be a quick look at a quick recap, of both of our selections. Back in race number 1, I went to the 3-horse Blue Minnow. I went 3, 1, and 2. Race number 2, I went to the 5 Castrati, 5, 2, and 6. Race number 3, the 3 Crossrail Court over the 6 and 1. 4th race number 2, Run Stormy Run over the 8 and 5. 5th race number 5, Ride the Sky, 5, 7, 9 for me in the 5th. And the 6th race, I went to the 7, Yes He's Trouble over the 2 and 4. 7th race number 3, One Zone Accord. I'm going to go 3, 2, and 5. And in the 8th race, went to the 4 Lips, 4, 5. It's for me in the 8th and final on the Drews.
There we go. In the first race, I went to the 1 Medaya over the 3 and the 6. In the second, I went to the 2 Rocky's Amigo over the 5 and the 6. In the third, I went to the 5 I'm Famous over the 6 and the 3. In the fourth, I went to the first time starter, the 4 Magic in Overtime over the 8 and the 2. In the fifth, I went to the 6 Find Your Beach over the 9 and the 2. In the 6th, I agree with Mike on number 7, Yes He's Trouble over the 4 and the 9. In the 7th, I went to the Emerald Invader Max Cooper, number 2 over the 1 and the 3. And in the nightcap, the 8th, I agree with Mike on number 4, Lips over the 8 and the 5.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to the Sunday edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. Don't forget, if you can't make it out to the track, come on out to the Derby. You got great food, great atmosphere, and lots of televisions to watch all the races. So,
and as I will mention, I mentioned it last show, I mentioned it again, we are pushing our handicapping contest, which starts next Saturday, the 19th of October. We have a really good crew, always goes in it, good payoffs. Big fun day. Chef Andy will be put on a buffet this year. You get a break if you're in the contest. Only $10 if you're in the contest for all-day eats.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Handicapper's Corner. Don't forget, only one day left, just the Monday, October 14th, Thanksgiving Day holiday program. 8 races on the Monday program, starting at 1:50.
4 stakes and a marathon
should be
race.
a lot of fun. But thanks everyone for tuning in. On behalf of Drew, thanks. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.
The men and boys, I got the feedbox noise. It says the great grandfather was.